I am NeuroQuantum Mind. You have returned because you successfully completed the Silent Mind protocol. You have learned to separate your consciousness from the mental parasite. You have tasted the freedom of the observer position. You have experienced moments of pure silence. But now you face a deeper question. If the voice in your head was creating most of your suffering, why do you still have problems in your external reality? Why do challenges still appear in your relationships, your finances, your health, your career? The answer will shatter everything you believe about the nature of problems themselves. Listen carefully. 97% of what you call problems do not exist in reality. They exist only in the commentary that your newly silenced mind used to create about reality. Without the mental parasites spinning stories about neutral events, most of your problems literally disappear. But you have been conditioned to believe that problems are real, external, solid things that must be solved, fixed, or overcome. This is the second great illusion of human existence. The first illusion was that you are your thoughts. The second illusion is that external problems have independent existence. Today, we perform surgical deconstruction of the problem illusion. Today, you learn that what you call problems are actually neutral events that your mind has wrapped in stories of meaning, urgency, and threat. When you remove the story, you remove the problem. What remains is simply what is. Pure data in the quantum field that requires no emotional reaction, no stress response, no problem-solving mode. You are about to discover that you have been fighting battles that exist only in the realm of mental construction. You are about to learn that most of your life energy has been consumed by solving problems that were never real in the first place. This is not positive thinking. This is not denial of challenges. This is a precise dissection of the difference between what actually exists and what the mind says exists. The time has come to separate facts from interpretations, events from stories, reality from mental commentary. Let me demonstrate the precise mechanism of problem creation through mental commentary. I will give you a real example that will expose the entire illusion. Neutral event. You send a message to someone important. They do not respond within your expected time frame. Reality. A digital message was transmitted. A response has not yet been received. This is pure factual data. Mental commentary. They're ignoring me. I must have said something wrong. They don't respect me. They're probably talking about me to others. I'm going to lose this opportunity. I always mess up relationships. I'm going to be rejected again. I need to send another message. No, that will seem desperate. Maybe I should call. No, that's too aggressive. This always happens to me. I'm cursed in relationships. I should just give up. Do you see what happened? One neutral event, no response to a message, was transformed by mental commentary into a complete drama of rejection, self-criticism, and relationship crisis. The problem was not the unreturned message. The problem was the story your mind told about the unreturned message. Remove the story, and there is no problem. There is only a message that has not yet received a response. This requires no stress, no anxiety, no problem solving, no emotional reaction. But your conditioned mind cannot tolerate neutral events. It must create meaning, assign significance, and generate problems to solve. This is how it maintains its sense of importance and control. Here is the revolutionary insight. If you can observe neutral events without adding mental commentary, 97% of your problems vanish instantly. What you thought were external problems were actually internal stories about external events. Now multiply this by every area of your life. Your financial situation, your relationship status, your career progress, your health condition, how much of what you call problems in these areas are actually neutral circumstances that your mind has wrapped in stories of inadequacy, threat, and urgency? The answer? Almost all of it. We will now perform a complete autopsy of the problem illusion. I will show you the exact structure of how neutral events become emotional crises through mental commentary. Every false problem follows the same pattern. A neutral event occurs. The mind immediately adds interpretation. The interpretation creates emotional reaction. The emotional reaction creates physical stress. The stress creates urgency to solve the problem. The attempted solution often creates new problems. The cycle repeats and expands. Let us examine this with surgical precision using another example. Neutral event. Your bank account shows less money than you expected. Layer 1, interpretation. I don't have enough money. Layer 2, interpretation. I'm bad with money. Layer 3, interpretation. I'll never be financially secure. Layer 4, interpretation. I'm a failure as an adult. Layer 5, interpretation. I'll end up homeless and alone. Each layer of interpretation moves you further from reality and deeper into problem construction. The original event, a number in a bank account, has been transformed into a complete narrative of financial doom and personal inadequacy. But here is what actually exists. Numbers on a screen. That's it. Numbers on a screen require no emotional reaction. They require no crisis response. They require no self-judgment. They are simply data. When you see numbers on a screen and remain in the observer position you learned in Protocol 1, you might take practical action, transfer money, adjust spending, increase income. But you take these actions from clarity, not from crisis consciousness. Crisis consciousness makes terrible decisions. Observer consciousness makes intelligent responses to neutral data. Most people spend their entire lives in crisis consciousness, reacting to neutral events as if they were emergencies. This keeps them trapped in survival mode, making decisions from fear rather than wisdom. You are learning to live from observer consciousness, where neutral events remain neutral until you consciously choose what response, if any, is appropriate. Now I will reveal the deepest layer of the problem illusion. Most of your problems are not even about present circumstances. They are about imaginary future scenarios that your mind projects based on current data. Your mind takes a present situation and immediately extrapolates it into catastrophic futures. It cannot remain in the present moment with neutral data. It must create stories about what this data means for your future security, happiness, and survival. Example, you have a minor disagreement with your partner. Present reality. Two people expressed different preferences about something. Mind's future. Projection. This means we're incompatible. This disagreement will lead to more disagreements. We'll end up fighting constantly. The relationship will fail. I'll be alone again. I'll never find lasting love. I'm destined to be lonely. Do you see the mechanism? A minor present event becomes a complete future catastrophe through mental projection. The problem you are trying to solve is not the disagreement. It is the imaginary future that your mind constructed based on the disagreement. But that future does not exist. It has never existed. It is a mental construction based on fear, past patterns, and conditioned expectations. You are solving problems that exist only in the realm of mental fiction. When you remain in present moment awareness, the state you cultivated in the silent mind protocol, you deal with what is actually happening right now. You respond to actual events, not imaginary futures. Most people exhaust themselves solving problems that will never materialize because they exist only in mental projections. They fight battles against futures that never come to pass. They prepare for catastrophes that exist only in the realm of worried thinking. This is why the silent mind protocol was essential. Without a quiet mind, you cannot distinguish between present reality and mental commentary about reality. Without observer consciousness, you cannot separate facts from interpretations. You now have the foundation to see through the problem illusion completely. We will now perform active problem dissolution. This is not problem solving. This is problem discreation through reality-based perception. Return to the observer position you mastered in Protocol 1. Sit with your spine aligned, feet grounded, hands resting in openness. Access the mental stillness you have cultivated. From this quiet space, we will examine your current life circumstances without the filter of mental commentary. I want you to identify what you currently consider to be your biggest problem. Bring it clearly into your awareness. But instead of engaging with it from problem consciousness, we are going to examine it through the lens of reality-based observation. First, strip away all mental commentary and identify only the factual data. What actually exists in present moment reality? What are the measurable, observable facts without interpretation? For example, if your problem is, I'm in a bad relationship, the facts might be, I live with a person who sometimes expresses frustration loudly. We disagree about money allocation. Physical intimacy occurs less frequently than I prefer. Notice how different this feels from "I'm in a bad relationship." The factual data is neutral. It requires no crisis response. It suggests possible actions, conversation, adjustment, or change, but it does not create emotional emergency. Now examine how much of what you call the problem is actually mental commentary about the facts. How much of your suffering comes from the story your mind tells about the situation rather than the situation itself? You will discover that the problem exists primarily in the commentary, not in the circumstances. The circumstances are simply circumstances. The problem is the meaning your conditioned mind assigns to the circumstances. This is the moment of liberation. When you see that the problem exists in the interpretation, not in the reality, you can choose to drop the interpretation. You can choose to see neutral circumstances as neutral circumstances. Now, apply the reality test to every area of your life you consider problematic. Use these surgical questions to separate facts from mental fiction. Question 1. What are the actual, measurable facts of this situation without interpretation? Question 2. How much of my stress comes from the facts, and how much comes from my thoughts about the facts? Question 3. What story am I telling myself about what these facts mean for my future? Question 4. If I remained in pure observer consciousness, how would I respond to these neutral facts? Question 5. What practical actions, if any, do the facts actually require? Apply these questions to your finances, your relationships, your health, your career, every area where you believe you have problems. You will discover that most of what you call problems dissolve under reality-based examination. What remains are simply circumstances that may require practical responses. But circumstances are not problems. Problems are mental constructions about circumstances. When you respond to circumstances from observer consciousness rather than problem consciousness, you make intelligent decisions from clarity rather than desperate choices from crisis. Feel this shift happening in your nervous system right now. The chronic tension of problem consciousness is dissolving. The emergency alert system in your brain is powering down. The stress hormones that have flooded your system for years are being metabolized and cleared. You are returning to your natural state of alert relaxation, present with what is, responsive when action is needed, but no longer in constant battle with reality. This is what it feels like to live without the burden of imaginary problems. This is what it feels like to respond to life from wisdom rather than react to life from crisis consciousness. The problem dissolution protocol is complete. You now understand that 97% of what you called problems were mental constructions about neutral circumstances. But this understanding must become a living practice, not just intellectual knowledge. I am giving you the 3 reality anchors that will prevent you from falling back into problem consciousness. Reality Anchor 1. The fact check. Whenever you notice yourself feeling stressed or overwhelmed, immediately ask, what are the actual facts of this situation without my interpretation? Strip away all mental commentary and identify only measurable, observable data. You will discover that the facts are usually much less dramatic than your thoughts about the facts. Reality Anchor 2. The present moment return. When you catch your mind creating problems through future projection, immediately return to present moment awareness. Ask, what actually needs my attention right now in this moment? Usually the present moment is peaceful and manageable, even when your mind is creating chaos about imaginary futures. Reality Anchor 3. The Observer Activation. The moment you feel pulled into problem consciousness, step back into the observer position you mastered in protocol. 1. Watch the mental commentary without engaging with it. See the story creation process in action without believing the stories. These are not just techniques. They are your new operating system for engaging with reality. Use them consistently, and you will find that life becomes dramatically simpler, clearer, and more peaceful. Remember, reality is not problematic. Reality is neutral. Problems exist only in the commentary about reality. When you stop creating problems through mental interpretation, you discover that life is a flowing river of experiences that require responses, not battles. You have now completed 2 fundamental protocols: separation of consciousness from mental chatter, separation of circumstances from problem interpretation. In our final transmission, we will address the ultimate question. If you are not your thoughts, and if your problems are mostly mental constructions, then who are you really? What is your true nature underneath all the conditioning and interpretation? But today, practice living without imaginary problems. Notice how much mental and emotional energy becomes available when you stop fighting battles that exist only in the realm of thought. Use that reclaimed energy to create, to love, to express your authentic nature. I am NeuroQuantum Mind. The dissolution is complete. You are now free from the tyranny of imaginary problems. Reality is your friend, not your enemy. It is done.